Rain tapped against the apartment window like a quiet warning. Inside, under the soft yellow glow of a single floor lamp, Dr. Zainab Malik sat perfectly still. Former trauma surgeon, retired. Her right arm was locked in a white cast, fingers still swollen, but her eyes carried the same icy focus she once had in the operating room. Across the table lounged her nephew Rehan, mid-30s, cocky, unshaven, the kind of man who thought intimidation was a personality trait.
He jabbed a fork into his food and smirked. "Come on, Kala," he drawled. "Sign the property papers. Next time, I break more than your wrist." Zainab didn't flinch. She didn't blink. Surgeons don't fear threats. They calculate them. Rehan thought he had broken her. The truth was far simpler. She was already planning how to end this. Quietly, precisely, permanently.
The pain had been sharp, blinding. Rehan had twisted her wrist until the bone snapped, a clean surgical crack she'd heard 1,000 times in trauma rooms. She collapsed against the wall, breath punched out of her chest. But she didn't scream, didn't beg, didn't even curse. Rehan stormed out, slamming the door.
Zainab crawled to the small metal medical kit she kept from her hospital days. Inside were leftover supplies, sterile gauze, adrenaline injectors, and a few high-strength sedatives she never returned when she retired. She held the tiny pill between her fingers, studying it the way she'd once studied a patient's chart. A whisper escaped her. "I can stop a 200-pound man's heart in under 7 minutes, and I don't even need a scalpel." That night, she created a plan by the clock, second by second, no room for error.
The next evening, Rehan sat at the head of the table like he owned the place. His arrogance filled the room more than the smell of the reheated food. "You're real quiet today, Khala," he mocked. "Good, stay that way." Zainab slid a small white tablet toward his side of the table. He didn't question it. He never questioned anything he thought he controlled. He popped the pill into his mouth and swallowed. Zainab lifted her eyes to the wall clock.
"Rehan," she said softly, "you have exactly 7 minutes." He laughed in her face. "What are you gonna do? Hit me with your cast?" But her stare was cold, emotionless. The stare of a surgeon watching a patient drift under anesthesia. Minute 4, his eyelids began to droop. Minute 5, his speech slurred. "What did you do?" She didn't bother to move. "Only what you forced me to do," she replied calmly. Minute 6, his legs buckled. Minute 7, he hit the floor, body twitching, breath shallow, pulse erratic. Zainab never stood up. She simply watched the second hand complete its rotation.
Once Rehan lay completely unconscious, she reached for the phone. "Hello?" she said in a steady, almost bored tone. "My nephew collapsed. I think he overdosed." Paramedics rushed in. They worked quickly. IV lines, oxygen, chest monitoring. Whether he survived or not, that was between him and his luck. But the fight was over. The medical report read, "Acute drug intoxication. Possible self-administered overdose." The legal report followed. Rehan had no entitlement to the property. Standing by the window, her casted arm resting across her chest, Zainab watched the rain slide down the glass. She murmured,